Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, it's an early morning here in Midland, Michigan, and I am just so enjoying my study time this morning. I'm so excited to come and share with you a couple thoughts. So, my first question to you is it's actually a pretty simple question, but it might kind of reverberate in your mind a little bit, okay? So, do you know your why? Okay, your why for what you do. So, do you know your life purpose, your chief aim in life, right? Your overall goal, your mission or your vision, right? Do you know why you do what you do? So, when we talk about changing your thinking and changing your life, the why is really important. Okay, so for example, why do you have the job that you have? Okay. Now, you could answer that for many different reasons, right? You could say, it's something I love, I have a passion for it. You could say, hey, this is the job that will pay me the most, right? This is the job that is available in my area. Why? Why do you have that job? Why do you have the relationships that you do, right? What about your career? So going beyond just the job that you have, maybe you've had many jobs, but why do you have the career that you have? And why do you live in the place that you live in, right? Have you ever stopped to really think about your why? So yesterday I had the pleasure of kind of sitting in with some of my mentors as they interviewed Simon Sinek, who he's written a couple different things. Finding Your Why, of course. Leaders Eat Last. He talks a lot about the infinite game. I really enjoy him. I've read a lot of his books, but to hear him speak, I was like, oh yeah, this guy is my guy, right? And that idea of why just kept sticking in my head. And it really got me thinking, why do I do my podcast or videos or online courses, right? Why do I do all of these live events, right? So before the pandemic, I was doing somewhere between 200 and 250 live events a year. Why? Right? Why in the world am I doing this new Think and Grow Rich study that literally opens in 2 days? Why am I doing that? Right? And so I just sat and I thought, let me figure this out. Because it's not enough to just say, well, because, or I like it, or I think I should, right? Or maybe this will help me make some money. That's not enough. So I really started to delve deep into this yesterday as soon as I heard this. So it's been almost 24 hours now, and I just can't get it out of my head. And I come down to three things. So the first is I want people to know their worth, right? So understand that you are valuable, right? I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background or your experience is. You are valuable. I had a Facebook memory pop up yesterday, and it was reminding me that last year at this time, I was in Paraguay. And I had the pleasure and honor of traveling with John Maxwell and many of his people in different organizations. And we traveled around the country and we taught teachers basically how to mentor their students into becoming better student leaders, right? And throughout that whole process, it was brought to our attention several times that this culture, and I don't know all the history behind it or anything, but this culture really lacked the ability to dream about the future, right? So there were a lot of things that were getting in their way of helping them to see beyond what was happening today. And one of the things I remember in our training is that they said, it's very uncommon for somebody to have a thought that is different than their collective group. So for example, here in the United States, we are a very individualistic society, aren't we? We pride ourselves on individualism, freedom, do my thing, right? And in more collective cultures, that's just not the case. And so it's very uncommon to find somebody who will dream past what their culture or their society or their group tells them, this is what we do and this is how we do it, right? So I remember going through and really just loving on people as much as I could, the teachers, the administration, the students, and really helping them understand, hey, you as an individual are worthy, right? Not because you're a part of your group, but just because you are you, right? And so I do these things because I want people to understand your identity and your worth, and that you are valuable. The second reason why I do what I do is I truly believe that every person can grow. I don't care who you are. I don't care what situation or circumstance you're in. There is always a way that you can grow. You know, when I was thinking about this, when I thought about some limitations that I've had on myself in the past, one of them being when I had a stroke 10 years ago, right? I at the time, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't take care of myself, and I was at a lower cognitive level. Tests showed that my brain functioning was only at a 10th grade level. Now, at that time, you know, could I grow? Well, yeah, I could grow. I remember there was one series of weeks that the only thing that really brought me peace was listening to music. And so we had friends and family members who would come and they would give us, you know, CDs. So I'm kind of dating myself here, but they would give us a bunch of CDs and we would just sit and listen. Or I had a friend come over one time and she played the piano for me, right? And during that time, I remember just kind of entering into the music, and I've never done that before that time. And quite frankly, I've never done that since that. And so I could grow even in that. And so I'm on a mission to help people understand it doesn't matter what circumstances or situations you have in your life, everybody can grow in some aspect of your life. And then the third reason why I do what I do, quite frankly, this is maybe one of the most important, is that I say it all the time, but be responsible for your freedom, right? So understanding that you are a free person. Again, doesn't matter about your circumstances or situations, there is always a choice that you can have. So be responsible for it, right? So living a life of design rather than default. So really thinking through, okay, how can I not just make the most of this situation, but, you know, I'm thinking about a coaching client of mine. He's got a pretty rough work situation, okay? It's not something that's ideal. It's not something that he wants, and he is working on a transition out. However, he's got to finish well, right? Because that's what good leaders do. The right thing is to finish well. And so he's working on a plan right now to, even amidst, you know, some really chaotic, crazy, toxic situations at work, he's working on a plan to grow himself and to even amongst that say, you know what can I learn from this today? How can this help me as a person? I love that. That is the epitome of be responsible for your freedom, right? That's why I do what I do, because I want to help people understand it doesn't matter what's happening in your life, you always have a choice. So listen, hey, if you are ready to see how awesome and powerful you really are, okay? If you're ready to learn not only with yourself, but also with other people, because I think that learning with other people really just up levels your learning, okay? And I'm kind of leaning down this road of can you really learn something by yourself? I'm not so sure that you can, right? So if you're ready to learn with other people, if you're ready to take your freedom in your own hands and do something with it, okay? Here's the thing. I want you to join us. There's about 45 of us now. We are starting our Think and Grow Rich course on Monday. I would love to have you join us. Listen, it's not about me making money, okay? It's not about me having a platform to speak from. Literally, I want you to know your worth. I want you to know that you can grow, and I want you to be responsible for your freedom. So if you are ready to do that, and you're ready to do it with a group of supportive people, would you follow the link in the description? And hey, would you do me a favor? Bring a friend with you, okay? Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And with that, I release you into the wild. Go forth and prosper. Have an amazing day, and we'll catch you next time. All right. Bye-bye.